What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a $125,000 wholesale deal we recently got closed. Yes, that's right, $125,000 on one deal. That is all profit. Crazy, right? This deal took 1 whole year of follow-up in order to get paid, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video. That way you can learn how the money is in the follow-up. Also, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, let's get right into the video. So about 2 weeks ago, we got this $125,000 wholesale deal closed. This is my biggest wholesale deal I have ever done. It's unbelievable. When I first got into this business, all I wanted was a $3,000, a $5,000, a $6,000 deal, and now I was able to close a $125,000 wholesale deal, all profit. So first, let's get into how we acquired the deal. This lead came in from cold calling marketing. It came in from calling a high equity list. Once the lead came into our system, we called the homeowner and she told us that her dad lived in the property and he passed away 2 years ago, and she's just been holding onto the property and hasn't got rid of it yet. But she told us she was looking to get rid of the property in the near future, and she only wanted $210,000 at the time, and the property was worth about $340,000. And keep in mind, this was like about a year and a half ago when we first got the lead, so the property value has raised so much. So we were working on trying to set an appointment with her to go out to the property and get her to sign the contract for $210,000 because we knew that was a pretty good deal. Back then, we probably would have been able to make around a $40,000 assignment fee on that. So we were really excited and wanted to book the appointment with her and try to go out to the property and convince her to sign. But unfortunately, a bunch of issues came up in her life and she told us, I'm gonna have to delay. I can't sell the property right now. And we were like, you know what, that's totally fine. We understand. And we just asked her, when should we follow up with you? And she said, you know what, give me a call in a month. So what did we do? We gave her a call in a month, and unfortunately, she still wasn't ready. She said, call me in another couple months. So that's what we did. We waited about a month and a half because we don't want to wait too long to call her back. Even though she said 2 months, we kind of want to cut that time in half and call her back a little bit earlier. So we waited about another month and a half, called her back and said, how are you doing? I hope everything's going okay. I hope you dealt with that. And she still said, I'm still dealing with some stuff. I cannot sell the property yet. Call me back in a few more months. So we waited, called her back in 2 months, and we did the same thing again. We kept building rapport with her. Hey, how are you doing? And just, chit-chatting for 5 minutes every time we followed up with her. So then we called her back a few months later, and now we were getting into around 8 months of follow-up, and we called her and she said, you know what, I'm gonna be getting ready soon to sell the property. I know the market value has raised somewhat and I'm gonna want a little bit more money. We said that's totally okay. And we talked with her for a little bit, and we decided with her, that maybe it would be good for us to follow up in a couple weeks and try to set an appointment. So that's what we did. We waited a couple weeks and we called her back and we were able to set an appointment to go out to the property. So we show up to the property, and this is one of the funniest things. She goes, people have been calling me for the whole time you have, right? So many investors have knocked on the door, they've been calling me, you name it. But I already told them, every single time somebody would reach out, I told them the property is already sold, meaning the property is already sold to us. We didn't have a signed contract, but in her mind, she already knew that she wanted to do business with us. So we were able to build such great rapport, and she was able to love us and our company and our service so much that the whole time we were following up with her, other investors reached out to her, but she told them that the property is sold, which is so amazing. And it was crazy because normally when we get to an appointment, we start walking around the house instantly. But with this lady, we literally just sat in the living room for 15 minutes and just chatted about life. And it was just clear that over the year of follow-up, we were able to build such a good relationship with her over the phone. But after chit-chatting, we walked around the house, and the house was super outdated. It needed a lot of work. I'll throw some pictures up, but also there was a couple major things that were gonna cost a lot of money. In the backyard, there was a fiberglass insert pool. I have never seen a fiberglass insert pool. It is literally a giant pool made out of fiberglass, like plastic, that is all one piece. And literally to install one of these pools, you take a crane, lift the pool over the house and put it into the ground, which is crazy. So in order to get one of these pools out and remove it, which it had to be removed because the heat completely was shrinking it, and so it was all like torn out of the ground and whatnot. So in order to remove a pool like this, you have to cut it up into pieces and get it out of the house. Otherwise, you have to try to pull it out of the ground with a crane and bring it back over the house. So it's super expensive. It would cost around $6,000 to $8,000 just to remove the pool. And then there was also an old RV that didn't run on the side of the house and an old Cadillac that didn't run either. So to remove those was going to be very expensive as well. So other than a full cosmetic remodel, there was going to be a couple things that were going to be really pricey as well. But then after walking around the property and taking pictures, we sat back down and we started talking numbers. She told us, that she did want $210 back then, but now she knows the property value went up and she wants $240,000. And I knew at $240,000, it already left us enough room to have a massive deal. So I didn't feel I needed to negotiate with her at all. I didn't want to take any more money away. I wanted to give her the price she wanted. But I didn't want her to think that it was too sweet for me. So I looked at my paperwork and I was acting like I'm doing math, calculating things for a good 5 minutes, being like, I don't know, the repair cost. You know what I mean? I was just acting like I was doing math to make sure I could do that price. And I was like, that's a little bit higher than what we wanted to be at, but it will work. Let's do it, $240,000. And we got her to sign the contract. We left the appointment, and when I was in the car, I was screaming with joy, and I was just so hype because we locked it up at $240,000, and the ARV, the after repair value for this property, was over $455,000, and I knew we scored a massive deal. And I also knew that if I fix and flip the property, I could make around $150,000 to $180,000, but I didn't want to fix and flip it myself because the pool and the RV, it was too much work for me. So I thought the easy route would be to just wholesale it, and that's exactly what I did. So I sent the deal out to all the cash buyers in Arizona through an email blast, posted it on Craigslist and Facebook, and shortly I got a bunch of offers. The first offer I got was for $310,000. At $310,000, I would have made a $70,000 assignment fee, but I knew I could get more money for the property. So I reached out to a couple other good buddies of mine that are good buyers and have good buyers, and I texted them all the info on the deal, and shortly after, I got an amazing offer. I got an offer of $365,000, but not only was that offer for $365,000, which just was a crazy amount, meaning I would make a $125,000 assignment fee, the buyer also was going to buy sight unseen and put down $5,000 non-refundable earnest money. So the buyer didn't even want to walk through the property, and he was going to deposit $5,000. So I knew this buyer was solid. So I signed the assignment contract and I sent all the paperwork to title. And about 17 days later, the property recorded and the deal closed, and I got my check for $125,000. Here's a copy of the check from title showing $125,000. It is crazy. Back before I got into this business, I never believed I'd even be able to make $125,000 in a year, and I was able to do it in one deal. It is just crazy. And that's why wholesaling real estate is so life-changing. What would $125,000 do for you and your life? I guarantee you it would change everything. And that's why wholesaling real estate has completely changed my life, and it is so powerful for all the people around me. So to all of you watching this video, you are on the right path. Keep pushing forward. Eventually you will get an $125,000 deal just like this, and it will change your life forever, just like it has changed mine. So just keep pushing forward, stick true to the process, and keep trying to get more wholesale deals, and eventually you will score a big one like this. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video about my $125,000 wholesale deal, my biggest deal ever. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go down below, hit the red button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.